This episode is brought to you by Nomad Studios.
I'm just told you. And please, I'm on my knees. I beg of you. I need you. And I just love you. I love you like I don't know. I need you to be my girlfriend. I want someone like you to be on my side. Please, do not drop me down. Don't let me down, please.
Warning. This episode contains strong language, issues related to anxiety, depression, and other mental health related issues. Furthermore, Meta, Fuego, and the people in this episode are not licensed clinical psychiatrists or mental health specialists in any way. This episode is strictly on vibes. If you're suffering from mental health, remember to talk to someone. And if you're not comfortable talking to someone, visit the link in the description box to know more information about mental health, or click on the link that will direct you to a mental health specialist. Enjoy the show.
Chikondi chazona Chikondi napeza chikondi Chikondi chazona chiliko I found the love I was looking for. So amazing, so beautiful. I'm all for true love. It's me that needs you. For my love, you cannot die. I'm all for true love.
Yeah, so welcome back on another episode of On Ice Podcast with Meta and Fuego. This is a caution. So today, if the person listening right now is easily triggered by topics like depression, mental disorders, and suicide, we're kindly asking you to leave because it will be a very uncomfortable episode for you.
And you can kill yourself.
And we don't want you to kill yourself. But anyway, yeah. Today we have. Can I call the both of you mental health activists? Is that correct?
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. We're doing this, so we've got two.
To call ourselves that.
We've got two mental health activists today. Introduce yourselves, the both of you.
Okay, yeah. So there is me, Hazamba, or Eric, preferably. Yeah, it's my first episode. Yeah, being on this podcast.
You're welcome, bro.
Yeah, thank you.
My name is Florence. Yeah, that's my name. Oh, and I received a flower, for being the first female to be part of the podcast. So I'm special.
Hey, thank you very much. So yeah, today we'll be talking about today is a mental health awareness episode. But before we go any further, this episode is brought to you by Nomad Studios. So Nomad Studios are our official producers for our episode, our podcast. So you can follow them on Instagram or attach their link in the description box. They are a digital company, They're a digital company that specializes in graphics designing and all sorts of arrangements. So you can follow them. So yeah, how you guys doing?
Oh, we're good. Yeah.
Good. I recently had an injury, as you cannot see.
For the people who can't see,
where did you have an injury?
She lost the fight.
I was not in a fight. It was not a fight.
So this is how it went. So she was in a fight.
Oh my God.
Then she got her ass beat. She was beaten and she lost. This is why she's got a scar on her lip. She's a loser.
Let me tell you the story. Let me tell you something. So, as you know, no, you don't know. So me and my friend were being childish and playing who gets the bathroom first. So she got the bathroom first. and I saw her stuff in the bathroom, and I got her stuff out of the bathroom. I said, I'm using this bathroom. Gave her stuff. What did she do? Then we started pushing the door back and forth. And then, the door hit me in the lip. That's how I ended up with this injury.
That was really bad.
Last, I couldn't talk. The first day, I was just talking like this. Now I'm fit.
Did you cry?
I cried, bro. I cried. I can't even lie. It was painful, and this man thinks I'm being dramatic.
For the people who are listening and can't see what I'm doing, I'm putting my thumb in my mouth. I'm swiping it out. Good for you.
I don't like you. You people, it hasn't been easy.
So today let's get to it. So in today's episode, we're going to talk about mental health. So our mental health basically affects our social. In fact, it affects our psychological, emotional, and social lives. So I think it's important to talk about it because it influences the way we behave, perceive things, and act upon them. So with that being said, I think it's a very important, how do I put this? I want the listener listening to this so that they should know that we're talking about it on a social, emotional, and psychological aspect. This is what this episode is about.
Which sounds deep.
Yeah, I'm deep. I'm a licensed therapist.
Yeah.
Okay, not licensed. That's a crime. That's impersonation. I'm a self-proclaimed therapist. So if you have a problem, feel free to not reach in my DMs.
We talk about mental health, its causes and solutions to that. I'm sure it's important that we look at what depression is. Yeah. So like everyone can feel sad or overwhelmed at times. There are times that you would feel sad. For example, since for the youths especially, you get dumped. For example, you know, you would say you are depressed, but that's not actually depression, but it can cause depression. Yeah. So I'm citing this from somewhere. Depression is a chronic feeling of emptiness, sadness, or inability to feel pleasure that may appear to happen for no clear reason. Yeah. And in other words, I would say it's a mood disorder that causes persistent feelings of sadness, emptiness, and loss of joy. I'm sure we all have experienced such a feeling, right? Yeah.
So generally, Fuego opened with the mental health, the aspects we're talking about when it comes to mental health, emotional, social, psychological. I feel like depression comes under, depression is, first of all, mental health is like wellness of your mind, right? Because there's physical, like our body, our health, like our bodily health. Then there's also like wellness of our mind. So when it comes to mental health, there's so many things. I feel like would take like a whole week talking about life, it's a whole spectrum. We'll talk about a whole lot of things when it comes to mental health. But I feel like these days, the major thing we're dealing with, especially as young people, is depression, as Eric said. Yeah. So and just adding on to what he just said about depression, it being a chronic why you're just sad, you're just sad for a long time. For sometimes you don't really know the reason, but I feel like every depressive kama thingy has
episode,
it has a root somewhere, you may not really know what it is then, but I feel like maybe with constant therapy, blah blah blah, you know really what's stemming, where it's stemming from. And
but again, that's the thing, black people don't, Zambians, few people only do therapy.
Very few people.
If I'm being honest, I've never been to therapy before.
Neither have
never seen a therapist. Okay, I've seen a therapist, but never like been.
When did you see a therapist?
I don't want to talk about it. But
He saw himself in the mirror since he said
Wait, you just saw a therapist?
he saw
You
himself.
just saw him or you saw him?
I mean, I saw him like a Jamba said. I was just walking
Then you saw, yes,
Yeah, so,
that counts, bro.
like that guy.
But do you guys think depression is a choice?
Oof. I mean, this sounds a bit. This is quite a difficult topic to talk about, but that's what we're here for, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I think with this angle, it's a bit zesty because I feel to some certain extent people allow it to be like
A choice.
a choice.
Right?
They allow it to be a crutch because being depressed is aesthetically appealing. Because when you are depressed, people give you attention, and everyone. I think this is why a lot of companies, like a lot of things, Instagram, Facebook, blah, blah, I think this is why they are thriving because a lot of people who are there want to feel a sense of belonging to whatever community they're in. So now imagine you're just slightly depressed because, like Ajamba said, someone dumped you. That's not a serious issue. Listen, I'm just
I
saying.
feel like we shouldn't measure people's
It gets
drama.
very deep.
Like a breakup can look simple to you, and then there's these people who are sleeping with whatever.
But
I feel
listen,
like
there's a point that you mentioned. You said depression is a long-term thing.
Yeah.
It's not a passing problem. It's something that goes on in your life. For example, bereavement or loss of a job, that can trigger depression. And it's distinct from these other temporarily life problems that we have. You get. So you can be depressed today, but something good happens to you. You seem happy at that moment, but you're still depressed. So in short, depression takes some time.
yeah, true.
That's why it's very important that if you see the symptoms of depression in you or in a friend, you get treatment. Yeah, as early as possible.
But I think people not. Everyone talks about it, and I think it's a very good thing that everyone's become aware. No one feels alone anymore. You do know that people feel sad like this and like that and like that.
Yeah.
But I feel there's way more emphasis on telling people how to get better than allowing them to know. They're not solving a problem. It's like they're just telling people depression is there. You're feeling depressed. Everyone's feeling depressed. It's so good, my G. But they're not telling you how to get better.
Yeah, it's like this whole thingy of like, we're all aware that depression exists and we can talk about freely. We can talk about it freely, but what are we going to, like, we're not saying what we're going to do about it. Like, we're going to stop this.
Most of the times when people talk about that, someone can be broke for a while and they say, I'm depressed. You know? They don't even know what they're talking about. They don't know what depression really is. So there is need that people in society get to know what depression really is and what a temporal, like some bad situation that can pass in no time. They should be able to differentiate the two.
From what you said, you gave an example of someone being broke and saying no, they're depressed.
Yeah.
There is also self-diagnosis.
Yeah.
Yes, depression is there, but are you really depressed?
It's not that deep. You just don't have money.
You're self-diagnosing yourself, and you might not really be depressed. You might just be going through a phase. Maybe you might just be feeling down. So I feel like self-diagnosis when it comes to depression is very
dangerous.
It's very dangerous.
It's wild. And the thing is that everyone's doing it, so no one's holding anyone accountable. So now everyone is just doing it, and we do not encourage self-diagnosis here. So we've talked about depression, how it may manifest in other people in certain situations, and we've also expressed the point that there are less ideas on how people talk about how to heal from depression. So how can someone get better at depressed and blah 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 and stuff, not blah blah blah.
I feel like antidepressants,
so they should go medical.
some people are on antidepressants. You know, I feel like isn't alcohol an antidepressant as well?
Alcohol is a depressant. Alcohol is actually a depressant.
Yeah.
Why do you say that?
Let me say, how do I put this? It doesn't necessarily make you depressed. Alcohol gets people different. But as well, I was reading this article somewhere else. I'll attach the link in the description box. There are also mental disorders related to alcohol addiction.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think.
I'd like to know about that. I'd like to know more about that.
I don't think leaning on alcohol is the best idea at the same time. I think if you really have to heal, it has to come from within.
Yeah.
Because there are those guys, like for example, me, when I drink, I'm almost like, this is my base form, the one on the podcast right now. I'm just talking, I'm happy with anyone. This is just my base form. But when I'm drunk, I'm like in Super Saiyan 3. So anything comes out.
Yeah.
I'm like at my truest self at that point.
No break.
So now imagine you're holding things in the inside.
Yeah.
The time you get drunk, these are the people that you see. They're drunk, they're just
They're
crying.
crying.
They're pouring their heart out.
That's calling everyone. What?
But is it wrong though?
I mean, when you're sober,
you know, crying does relieve stress.
True, but when you do it when you're drunk,
excreting a hormone that comes down your nerves when you cry.
I feel like when you're drunk, you're not sober-minded. So it's like you don't really feel it. Because dealing with your emotions requires you to like be in the moment and feel it. But if I'm drunk and then I'm crying, it's like, it's not really, it's not genuine,
Yeah.
right? It's like I'll be sobered up and I'll be like, okay. Then I'll go back to being depressed because I didn't really feel that kind of release of my emotions because I was under the influence, right? Yeah.
Good.
So from what has been said, alcohol is not a long-term solution.
No.
don't lean on alcohol.
Don't do it.
If you are drinking alcohol, do it because
Just
for your own reasons.
Just for vibe. Just for
It shouldn't
vibe.
be no, I'm depressed.
Nah.
That's the worst solution.
No.
But have you ever been depressed or maybe felt sad about something, then you take some alcohol? Have you ever done that before?
Yeah.
Are we not doing it right now? Yeah.
I feel like alcohol offers that like a temporary high, like
It's just like a patch.
You're just like okay, yeah. But then afterwards, it's like, because I've heard many people say this, like, oh no, I've got many problems, so I just drink to forget about it, But when you become sober, those problems are still there. You find them.
No, the thing is, with those people, they are never sober. So they never find them.
At some point, you have to be sober and tackle those issues. I feel like if we're going to find long-term solutions to solving all these mental health problems, alcohol is not it. Like it's just a temporal thing. Like you just when you're high, you're just feeling good, but you wake up, you go back and you be like,
What was I doing?
what was I doing? Like I've got like that thingy, that problem you're running away from is still there, it's still going to depress you, still going to give you anxiety, still going to but once in a while, do it.
So having talked about this depression stuff, what it is, how would we know that someone is depressed? Because there are some people that barely talk.
Yeah.
They can be going through something, but they can't open up they can't tell you. So
True.
And this,
so as a self-proclaimed therapist, how would you know that that person is depressed?
this is just a segue from the side. Shout out to Jim Zimba. So for a while, I was going through an episode, probably like from somewhere last year. From last year, probably when 2022, right? Somewhere December. No.
You were that depressed, you don't
Chill,
even know
relax.
the years.
It's been a long ride. From early last year, early 2021 to somewhere maybe a few months ago. I was going through a mad episode. I was really depressed. I was really low. But there's always that one person. Everyone thought it was good. Shout out to Jim. He always used to ask me like, yo, what's good? How are you? I said like, I'm fine. He'd always call me like, you're lying. He'd catch me on my bullshit. He's like, you're lying. Stop. Like, I'm good. He's like, stop lying. Then he'd always chase after me like, yo, what's your problem? I'd always refuse, but he was always on my tail.
Yeah.
I'd always like try to divert the story, but when he gives up, he always used to let me know like, I know you're lying. He was like, he used to tell me like, I know you're lying, but I just hope everything will be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So shout out to Jim.
So you never spoke about it with him?
I never spoke about it. I think this is the first time I'm actually speaking about it. If he listens to this episode, I love you, bro.
Shout out
Gee.
No homo. Pause. Bacha. So I think you really have to be patient with everyone.
Yeah.
If you really care about the people around you, I really feel they won't. If someone's really going through shit, it's either they tell you or they don't. But if they don't, it's really, maybe it's up to you. Maybe the season will pass like with my other friends as well. While I was going through this wild transition, they were not, let me say, pampering me like, oh no, you're depressed, bro. They're putting my shoulder, they're what? No, they were just around. And I feel that's also a solution as well. If you're feeling down, don't isolate yourself. Expose yourself to your friends. Appreciate the moment, which reminds you that maybe it's not that deep. Whatever you're going through is not that deep, and there's better things to appreciate around your family. So hey, shout out to the guys from the DBA. Shout out to the guys from the DBA.
And you know, there's some people, for example, me, I like eating. You can say it's my hobby, man. So, would it be correct if we say maybe someone is not eating, loss of appetite? Can that be a symptom?
It could be.
It could be.
The keyword could. It could. May or may not.
I feel like for it to be a collective, like as depression, you know, like when you're, okay, maybe for example, you have, I don't know, okay, maybe you have some disease, right? Or maybe you have like a flu. Then we don't know, like we haven't yet concluded whether you have a flu. Like maybe we see, oh no, you're sneezing, you're coughing, you have a runny nose, blah blah. Shut up, bro. Okay, what disease can I? There's okay. You know, like it has, like for you to really conclude that this is this disease, you have to have like a collection, like a group of signs and symptoms. You know what I mean? So I feel like even for depression, because it's being sick. It's still being sick. I like to say it's still being sick, but it's your mind that's sick, right? So if you're going to say, oh no, I am depressed, just because you stop eating, like it's just one thing that's happening. Like, I feel like it should be like a collective, right? Yeah. Like, oh, maybe I stop eating. I'm isolating myself. I'm in a depressed mood. I have reduced interest or pleasure in activities that I would usually enjoy doing, right? Loss of sexual desire, unintentional
really? That's
weight
interesting.
gain.
On the plus. That's the opposite. Other people that
increased sexual desire. Yeah.
So
when that depressed.
Whoever's hearing this, I'm sorry. Other people that are hypersexual, so
when they're depressed.
Yes. It's like you know that like that temporary high you get when you're drunk, then and then other people they get it when they have sex. It's like, yo, I'm just out here, bro, like, yay.
Wait. So they take care of that depression by having sex.
It's not a good. It's really not.
I mean, it doesn't sound healthy, but it sounds
okay. I mean, that's just how it is. Most coping mechanisms are not. Is there any coping mechanism that's healthy? I can't think of it. What?
Masturbation.
With the dude speaking in the background is saying, Mambo, he's a pervert.
Let me say something.
So joining us is Chisenga Mambwe. Welcome, bro.
The only tall man, the great Dan.
This is the man who made this flower for me, everyone. Thank you.
For a special woman.
The man after my heart. Just joking.
Careful before he depresses you.
Yeah, so I'm someone who's going through depression during the period of 2015 until 2017. Yeah, there was this girl from my hood.
Yeah.
We used to chill. That's when I finished my grade 12. In Zambia they call it Itachan. Moitachan.
Grade 12.
Form 5.
Grade 12.
After I finished my grade 12, there's this girl I met from my hood.
After Form 5.
No, during Form 5. During Form 5. This girl was in my hood. Yeah. She was fit.
Yeah.
During the time we were being youngsters. But she grew older. From where I come from, there's a lot of witchcraft. She was paying. But after I finished my grade 12, I don't know if you're going to censor this, but she was paying until after September, after my birthday. She was bewitched by some old lady in her hood.
What?
She had the sexy symmetrical face. And then after that, one chick disappeared.
Nah, bro.
No, I'm being honest.
Stop
I'm not I'm not capping. Who has the phone? Who has the phone?
No, we believe you.
Who has the phone?
No, me, I have a phone.
Yeah, you have a phone. Let me show you something off of
She lost the chick.
Facebook. Yeah. She was too paying in our area. If you are successful
On Facebook. I mean, I don't have Facebook on there.
Yeah, my account was blocked on Facebook.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
I can't see Facebook.
Okay, Kaidi, akulashimika Kaidi.
Yeah. So what happened after I completed my grade 12? This youngster became disfigured. She was my girlfriend. And
When she was disfigured.
before, after she was disfigured.
Wait. No. Hey, this story is
No, it is.
Did you leave her after?
No, she left me after she became disfigured. That's the bad part. It's supposed to be an episode for depression, but we're kind of
It's
happy.
good. We're supposed to.
Yeah, we're supposed to make you people happy. If you want to kill yourself, you can
Wait,
come to us.
is this why
No.
disorders say bari kushakukire?
The sexy nigga, I came crying from Chai. Up my story. I even got on a cab. I can't see Facebook on your phone, unfortunately.
Because I don't have it. I just said I don't have
She
Facebook
said
on
in
there.
like 2 minutes.
Yeah, right?
I don't know why.
I don't blame her. She's using an iPhone, I'm using an Android. After she left me, I was using an iPhone. Yeah. So this girl she was paying. But after I completed my grade 12, some old woman in our hood, she was like, no, you can't have such. I'm not going to call myself fine because I'm somewhere in between.
Hey, bro. You're fine.
Thank you, bro. That's why I gave her a rose. So that you can appreciate the finer things in life.
My guy.
The finer things in life. The finer things in life.
The danger is.
Yeah. It's not going to happen because you're not from my area, but me and Swandi, no 12 out of 50. In fact, no 50 out of 12. Sorry for that mistake. She's 50 out of 12.
Where is that?
I'm from the Copper Belt. Not specifically, the only town is a gate.
The warfare.
Yeah, and the warfare. So if I misbehave, sometimes I can lock the gate. So you have to call me if you're in Luansha. Just follow me on my Instagram page, Sengamambwe. And we'll make a plan. I'll open the gate for you.
The gate for you.
If you are fine, I can even give you the keys. You belong there. Yeah, so that's what happened. She was bewitched. She left me.
Okay, so after that situation, did you talk about it with her?
No, I didn't talk about it with her.
So you
How did you cope with
The
it?
brother was my friend, actually. Yeah, we used to hang around together. In fact, she was just 2 houses away from me. Yeah, the brother is still a good friend of mine, but for her, I don't think she has my social media account. So she's not my friend anymore.
Wait.
I don't like her.
Wait.
The way he said it.
Yeah, she's still disfigured, but
Have his social
she's fine,
media
but she
account.
has a disfigured cheek, so that's kind of a turn off for me.
Yeah.
I like girls who are complete. I like girls who are complete.
They'll depress you, bro.
She was the last one.
It wasn't the turn off.
But wait, hold up.
At the time, it wasn't a turn off, because she was fully able, but she's now.
So you were depressed because of that? Because she broke up with you?
Yeah, she broke up with me, and I invested a lot of money back then. Yeah, it was all about the money back then. But now,
It was an investment.
it was an investment. A poor investment in fact.
Yeah.
I invested a lot of money. And do you know what she told me after we broke up?
What?
She was like, no, your money is done, because all my savings from secondary school,
After being
after I
disfigured.
completed school, she was like, you don't have any money, there's nothing I can do with you. I still have the conversation. I still have it.
Hey, that man is
I still
dead.
have it. I'm touched.
How did you deal
Oh,
with it?
going back to the
How I
topic.
dealt with it. How I dealt with it, I came to Levy and I met someone who appreciates my beauty. I have a nice beard.
Wait, so
tall.
you were depressed until you came to live.
Until I met someone.
So you
After
did.
until I met someone who loved me, even though I was working for being broke. Because after that happened, I started pretending to be broke. You know, you have something in your pockets, but
So you
after that,
So you developed trust issues past that.
I still have trust issues.
You,
I don't
yeah,
even
because
trust my father.
you didn't deal with it.
I don't even trust-
That's a lot of information.
Yeah. Let it all out.
Chill, bro.
You can catch it.
Yeah, man.
I trust no one after that point. Yeah.
I feel like you didn't deal with it.
No,
Like
I've
you-
dealt.
No, but at the same time, I really feel because when you're depressed,
Yeah.
after that happened, I'm pretty sure he put himself like in a shell. He wasn't putting himself out there.
And I was the black sheep of the family, and I'm still the black sheep of the family.
But maybe when he came to Levy, zone.
When I came to Levy,
no, for me.
don't
anyway,
worry about that.
Someone's shook.
When Chisenga came to Levy, he put himself out there.
Yeah.
He wasn't in a cocoon anymore. So I pretty feel if you want to heal from whatever you're going through, you really have to go out there, like I said.
Believe in yourself.
Believe in yourself, reinvest in yourself, go out there. It's really not that deep, honestly. You think like it's like that. But the moment you really put yourself out there in certain situations, in different positions, you realize that it's really not like how you're thinking. And that's how it works with this, with mental health as well. Because however you're feeling is literally an exaggerated amount of reality, you know? We are sad, yes, but when you're depressed, it's really exaggerated. In terms of like, it's really intense.
Excessive.
So the moment you put yourself out there, you get to realize that maybe it's not like that.
Because you know what?
I don't think so.
There are situations,
bro. In certain situations.
What think of a situation where you're hurt. Like let me give an example of Chisenga's story. Then you put yourself out there. Then you put yourself out there. Then you get hurt again. So that's piling up on your depression.
Right.
Yeah.
You have to be smart about it. You don't have to be stupid.
Yeah, you have to be cognitive in short.
You have to be cognitive
Yeah,
about
You have
it.
to be cognitive in short.
I feel
Well,
like if you're going to, like, if something happens to you, I feel like I always say this to everyone, like the first step to trying to tackle something is being aware. Like, awareness is the first step. Like, you might not pass the bridge of awareness, right? Like, where you actually start doing stuff about it. But once you're aware, like, okay, yeah, this is wrong with me, then you can start your journey. But I feel like if you go, oh no, let me just put myself out there, then I feel like that's another problem.
Yeah.
It's like, for example, you come out of a breakup, you put yourself out there. It's like you didn't get over, maybe you're not over your ex, you're not over whatever trauma you went through in that relationship. And like, we've all got like too much baggage, right? So it's like you broke up, maybe you don't even know why you broke up. Maybe you are the problem. Then you go and get involved with someone else. You carry another shit ton of thingy on somebody else's son or daughter. Then it's like, what are we even doing? like you're not aware of what's going on. So it's like it becomes a never-ending cycle whereby we're just
So I have
accumulating.
Over that. You know that there's sometimes where you have an argument with someone. Let's say we have an intensive argument. Then I'm willing to talk about it, and you are not. Then I just remain guilty, and I have that feeling of worthlessness. You understand? That could cause depression. You know that, right? So my question is how can such a person deal with such a situation, whether in a conflict with another party, but the person is willing to talk.
But the other person,
as you say, that when you're depressed, don't keep yourself in a cocoon. Come out. So you want to come out, but the person you're coming out for
doesn't
isn't welcoming you.
And then that's the crazy thing about human beings, right?
Just remain guilty.
No, like you can't force a person to do something they don't want to do.
So what will I do?
There's this, like, human beings are weird to people. Like you can be on this end of the spectrum and they're all the way over there. But I feel like as a person, like life is a personal journey. Do whatever you want.
Yeah. So
like
no, but because you know what?
Once you make peace with yourself, then it doesn't matter if
whether
the other party involved doesn't want to make peace. But you're like,
for example, someone is just angry and you don't really understand why.
No, you have to let them go.
It's not up to you.
It's not really up to you. I think the best way to manage it is control the things focus on the things that are big.
That you can control. That are within your range.
That are within your range. I can't process how you're thinking. I have no power to suggest how you think, how you do what. So I shouldn't stress myself.
Exactly.
Like, for example, if Eric hates me, right? I've got no power. I can't do anything. I might try. I can buy him food. He'll like me for a second, but the moment he swallows that food, he shits it out.
He's done.
He's done. So what can I do? I think the best thing is you focus on yourself.
Exactly.
Forget
so
it.
I can say something according to what he said. I don't know if it's you or him who said something concerning whereby you failed to get over someone. You find other people. After I came to university, I was like, why didn't this person like me? It's like I'm not good enough for that person.
A disfigured person.
Yeah, and then I came here. Girls who are better than her were looking after me. But personally, I'm not that kind of person.
Which kind of person?
I'm not a frog who jumps from one person to another. If I see good traits in you, something I like from you, I'm going to fuck with you. Yeah, we're going to hang around, have fun. But if I notice that you're someone who's adding to my bed, definitely I'm going to avoid you. Yeah, because there's no good you're doing to me. You're doing more harm than good.
Right.
Yeah.
Less stress.
Stress. The man in the mountains. Simple and straightforward.
Shout out to Pastil.
Yeah, bro. We appreciate you.
But anyway, going back to the program. Going back to the program. Another point that I feel isn't emphasized. I really feel the same way I said people are focusing on people who are depressed, people who are doing blah blah blah, like that sort of attention. I feel it's not given the same amount of attention with the people who are actually clinically ill, like the people who suffer from schizophrenia. Because I was reading this article, I'll attach the article in the description. So in this article, it said 20% of Zambians, Zambians, my guy, 20% of Zambians,
sexy people like us,
sexy people,
hot fellows.
So now, they also suffer from like mental disorders, brain syndromes, alcohol-related disorders as well. That's 20%. That's like 1 in 5. How many are we here? We're 5, right?
We're 5, yeah.
I'm sorry.
So now let me give you an example.
That's
like,
you.
One of us here is clinically ill, and it's less focused on. The attention is given to the people who are depressed on social media, who are what.
Shout out to Nomad Studio.
Hey, shout out to the guy who runs Nomad Studios. But I feel there's less attention given to those people who need clinical attention, who really need the actual help.
Can I say something?
Yeah, sure, bro.
Yeah, so this is kind of private, but one of the people I was with was here with me yesterday. We met someone concerning depression.
Yeah.
She's a female, a pretty nice young lady. I was with her yesterday. So there are people, I hope it's not offensive. I'm not trying to be offensive. I'm trying to make it as polite as possible. I met a female yesterday.
Wow.
No, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm not mentioning your name. We're keeping it. No. There are people I was with yesterday. No one knows the people I was with yesterday. Yeah. I think the most thing I used to do was sit alone in my room, my laptop, listening to music. Jeko. Jeko. And to make matters worse, I was introduced to NF. I almost killed myself.
Yeah.
So I don't advise people.
We thank God that you survived.
Yeah. Thank God that I survived.
No,
I don't encourage anyone.
No, at least you got introduced to NF.
Yeah.
If you were listening to Fora, it would have died.
NF is the kind of person who's always complaining about.
You know the thing with
like he's the only person who goes through that.
Is that things.
Yeah. I go through that shit, bro. I listen to your music.
Yeah.
But if I listen to music more when I'm depressed, I'm going to kill myself.
But you know the thing with such music as well, it's like a marketing scheme. This is why I'm very suspicious on pages like on Instagram who've been like helping people with depression for like 5 years now. 5 years,
Depression. Depression.
5 years, they're just helping people. There's no strict solution. Or like music, like people who listen to, no offense to the people who listen to NF, who listen to Fora, but I think that's their whole discography. They help.
Billie Eilish, don't forget about Billie Eilish.
They're in that zone, that hard too. They're in that zone of like carrying depressed people, and they really don't give you any solution.
They just make you more depressed.
They just tell you like, oh, bro, you're depressed.
You're depressed.
Cool.
Yeah, with me.
Like, they just say,
Cool, I made a song for you.
cool, I made a song for you. I feel you. Like, I feel you, bro. And they don't offer any help. And it really feels like they're offering you help, like they're helping you, but in the exact moment, it's no help.
Yeah, NFY is the.
Okay, so we've talked about depression, but there are other mental disorders that we've left out, and a lot of them.
Yeah.
But it's good anyway. Today we're concentrating on depression, but I would like to add more one thing.
Yeah.
You know, especially like in Zambian societies. Zambian societies, we have situations where, how can I put it? Let me say, who has stayed in a remote area in the village, so to say.
I can't lie, born Lusaka, died Lusaka.
But have you ever heard? But have you ever heard of situations where, for example, it's we're a family, right?
Yeah.
Then someone dies, God forbid. Yeah. Then I start having seeing things.
Vision.
Yeah. Then I tell my elderly, like maybe the parents or my guardians. Then they'll be like, this person was bewitched. Like
dreaming about the person who's
like
dead.
You are seeing things. That is another type of mental disorder. That's what as I was saying. Can cause hallucinations and delusions. So it's the reason why I brought this point is for mental health activists or whatever you may call yourself, whatever we may call ourselves. Yeah, it's very important that we educate society. So it's very important that we educate society about mental health disorders, the symptoms, solutions, and the causes, of course.
I feel like on that point,
because most people are badly treated because of such, especially on the hallucinations and delusions things. People who are not really literate would say it's something
like Malamulo,
So that was just the point.
we're not. I feel like we're just not really educated. we don't have information about what's going on. Usually we just conclude it's witchcraft or blah blah blah. I feel like in that
this type of mental illness, you can't know. There's really nothing you can see about someone that can show you that this person is really going through something.
Sorry to disturb you.
As I was saying, people really have delusions, hallucinations in these situations, and most of the victims in society are really affected because people would think someone maybe, as in the case that I put it as I was starting, especially in villages, these people are illiterate, in short. Such people would take it as maybe in Nyanja would say or because they're having those delusions, hallucinations, seeing things about the past events, you see. So the main point that I'm trying to drive from this is that we people who are aware about this should take it to society, to everyone, especially to people who seem to be illiterate about it. So that was the point that I wanted to.
So I really
to raise more awareness.
That's the theme of the episode. That's the theme of the episode. Awareness.
What did I say? Aware.
You have to know what you're dealing with.
Exactly. I feel like, and awareness doesn't just mean, maybe we just start forming an organization, blah blah blah. Like even just me, like when I'm having a conversation with someone, I'm just like, it's just, if it's going to be part of the shanshani, like just like a small thingy, like bro, this is happening, or like on your social media, something. Like personally, I like to post stuff on my Instagram. I'm sure.
Follow Florence on Instagram.
Can I have your Instagram? What's my phone?
I don't have like my own original posts, right? But I like to share other people's posts because I follow a lot of therapists. This to my Shanshani for mental. I follow a lot of mental health pages, and I like to share their posts. Like I would post something like almost every day on my story. And I just pray that at least someone is learning something about their mental health somewhere, because I know I am learning something every day. So I feel like we can raise awareness in so many ways, and it's just up to all of us to like take it's just a personal thingy, like
But at the same time, while we're closing, I really feel there should be more emphasis on educating people on. I mean, we've got crazy people. I really don't want to sound insensitive, but we've got crazy people moving in society, right? Like people who got crazy, like, torn clothes, like,
I have a friend.
You know the
who
kind
was
of...
the birthday on the 15th, my birthday is on the 17th. That guy is crazy. He almost beat my ear off.
Okay.
Like those kind of people, right? I really feel no one focuses on them. And like we've got China here, right? I usually move near China, not because I'm mad, but
because you're a student.
I've got my school's near there, so I usually pass around there. The people who need the clinical attention, like those kind of people. I don't want to say the word because other people are too sensitive, but those kind of people, the mad people who we see on the streets, who we see moving in rubbish. Like who walk in rubbish, eating dirt, eating
like even in our homes, they're there, like we're just keeping them in our
ex-girlfriend.
No, chill. Think about this,
She used to move in rubbish.
She used to move in rubbish.
She was a perfect chick.
Okay. Listen. Let's dissect this, right? Listen to this. We see people who move around in the streets. I'm from Lusaka. I don't know how the other provinces are. We used to have this madman who had dreadlocks. Very nice looking dreadlocks, by the way. He used to have dreadlocks. He used to move around the streets. No one would stop him. No one would get him help. We knew what time he would come. We know he would come on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. He'd pass every day, but no one would get him help. No one gets him help. There are a lot of crazy people. If you go in town, if you're using Great East Road, there's that dude who walks in very flamboyant boxers, that disabled man, that man who's not straight. people see him. If you've been on a bus, you've seen him before.
Yeah.
But the question is, you see people like that and we don't get them help. And the main focus is on someone who's on social media, right? Like a regular person like me or you who just says, oh no, I'm depressed, this and this happened. You see what I'm saying? I really feel those people should be more focused on, and I really feel more attention should be brought to them at the same time.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion.
Yeah, that's a valid point.
So how do we exactly bring them to our attention, and how do we deal with them in short?
So personally, what I can say is that quite alright, you can be found around with people who are not willing to express their depression fully, but certain people who give you signs. Yeah, you can notice that this person is depressed. If you are cognitive enough, you can notice that no, I've been going through this, so this person is going through something that I've been through. You can help them. That's if you are willing to help. If you can't help, better you leave it alone and then invite someone who is able to help that person become a better person of themselves. Because as our generation, we've generalized being suicidal. It's something that's become common. You see, Ka? Yeah. So that's something we're trying to avoid. Suicidal thoughts are not something that are supposed to be common. As a generation, we're supposed to be helping each other out.
Okay, so what would you do? Because I'm sure this issue of mental illness, I'm sure it must be in levels. There are those people that are extremely depressed,
Right.
where they act like they are mad or something. They act crazy, in short. Society isn't accepting them.
Yeah.
You see, and we usually see these people in the streets, in the society that we live. I'm sure we see.
Actually, I have
such
someone
people. So,
like.
how can we help such people?
So what I can say
And
is,
if you are to help one, what would you do?
I can help someone because I'm not going to say I've been through something full, but I've been through something that has caused me pain, troubles and turmoils. Yeah, quite there. But I've managed to go through because I have friends.
How did you manage it?
I have friends. I have people I can talk to about something. So let's say I'm going through something that's depressing. I'm going to give an example of someone who's failed school. You've been in a class with someone for, let me say, 3 years. You're doing a degree program. You've been in. No, it took some time. I'm going to say maybe 2 years, 3 years, because more or less, most of the people in a university are going through the same thing. Yeah, someone might fail. If you are ignorant enough, you're going to think that that person is dumb. It's dumb. But as a human being, someone who feels emotions, someone who feels bad for others, you're going to try to comfort that person. Even though you haven't been through that situation, most lecturers do that.
Right.
They're going to tell you, no, I've failed before. No, this happened to me. Yeah. So you have to understand someone according to what you've been through. You see? I'm not going to understand you fully, but I'm going to understand someone who's been through my situation in a certain kind of way. Yeah. I'm going to understand someone who's been through depression of a heartbreak, because I've also been through a heartbreak. I'm going to understand someone who's been through a financial problem, because I've been through a financial problem. I can't help someone who's never been through what I've been through. Yeah, that's how it is.
I feel like you can be like, you can't really directly help someone, right? Like if you can't relate completely like the problem, but I feel like it's always important to be there for our friends, because we have a lot of friends who are sad and whatnot. Even us ourselves were sad.
Yeah,
last.
Right? Like we have this these too much depressive episodes and whatnot. So I feel like when you're like, in as much as maybe somebody wouldn't want to talk about it, I feel like we should all be willing to be just there for our friends. Like the like what Fuego said in the beginning, where Jim was like
Shout
there
out
for
Jim.
him and whatever.
that-
You know, like we all need that person. Like even if you aren't willing to talk to me, like bro, I'm here for you. Like I'll just be there.
As long as you understand, we are going to connect.
Yeah,
We've
you
been
know.
through something that's similar. Yeah, so I'm going to help each other. I can't help someone who's never been through depression if I've never been through depression. I can't.
But
That's a lie.
but I guess for those extreme ones,
Yeah,
those
those
ones. You've never been, you haven't reached that extreme level, but you see someone who is in that situation.
Yeah.
So I think it's better people who are aware, us preferably, we're talking about this. You see someone who is in such situation, it's better we involve people who are specialized,
Who are willing
Professional
to
help.
because there are people that can. Because you can't talk to those people. There are those guys. They're in the streets. You can't talk to him.
Yeah, you can't talk to someone who's going to make fun of your situation.
Those the extreme ones.
Plus,
Obviously beat you or
Very
something.
violent.
With that being said, we're going to, in the description box, please check for this. We're going to attach maybe phone numbers, emails, links to agencies that will help you. Helplines with depression, anxiety, or whatever you're going through.
Yeah.
And that's within Zambia. If you're that guy who's listening from Canada, it's late for you.
No, it's not late for that person.
behave.
You don't go 911.
Even though we can't help you financially, but we can help you.
No, like, but we've got this one person who listens to us from Canada. Shout out.
Oh, really?
Shout out to you, bro.
Yeah, and they're very consistent, you know.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that.
That's dope.
One love.
Because I'm also your number one fan. If you listen to this, bro, I love you.
Yeah, wow.
No homo, but
What if it's a girl?
yeah. If it's a girl,
I love you.
I love you. With all my heart. I'm lonely out here in Zambia. So
Yo,
you can
chill.
hit me
Stop
up.
shooting your shots. So yeah, we're going to attach numbers, maybe links. Just check the description box.
Right,
Whatever will help you. Maybe if you're not comfortable talking to people, I hope this episode would have helped you with
Yeah.
whatever you needed. And on that note, we're rounding up.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to say something that's going to seem offensive, but even though catfish can't help here in Zambia.
And now that we're looking at that, I think we have to wrap this up. Yeah. For the time, Minto, yeah, we have to wrap this up. We'd like to thank first of all, shout out Norman Studios for sponsoring this episode.
Yeah.
Much love. We love you. Yeah. So don't forget to like, follow their Instagram page, right?
Yeah.
You're on Instagram, right? Yeah. So follow their Instagram and their
And
Facebook.
the Facebook.
There are links in the description box. Yeah, and shout out to the people who listen to us on Spotify. You guys give us much love. So yeah, thank you for holding us down.
And
Yeah, and thank you for the invitation on the podcast. It's really interesting.
yeah, and
Looking forward to be on another one.
yeah,
By the way,
thank you to Florence and Eric
Yeah.
and Senga Mamboy for making it on this episode.
Midway.
give me a midway.
I mean,
only gentleman
better
in the
late
show
than
gave a
never.
lady a flower.
Yes, he's the only gentleman in this room. Thank you. The rest,
Thank you. And you guys, before I get depressed, it's my birthday today, you know?
happy birthday, Eric!
By the way, round of applause.
Yeah.
Round of
Yeah, thanks a lot. I really mean.
Yeah, more life.
Yeah, more
And cheers to my ex-roommate from first year, Ronaldo, for having a birthday today.
So
Shout out
happy
to you,
birthday
bro.
to Eric and
Ronaldo and Benson.
And Benson. By the
let's
time
forget
you hear
Benson.
this, you'll be like, what's the day today?
Today is the third.
By the time you hear this, you'll be 12 days late.
They had their birthday yesterday, so they're
But
going to be one day
it
late.
still doesn't matter. You'll be days behind. It's the thought that counts, eh?
happy birthday, yo.
But you'll be 17 days behind my birthday, bro. My birthday is on 17th of July.
Yeah.
Oh, September.
Look at this, you know.
17th of September.
So, before we get carried away, most importantly, Mr. Eric, Hajamba, Eric, you have a song coming out. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so firstly, As an artist, I go by the name Eric Hodge, and I sing. Yeah. And hopefully one day I'll surprise everyone. I'll put out a rap song, you know. Yeah. But I like to sing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I go by the name Eric Hodge.
Okay.
Yeah. And I released my first single. That was in May 27. The title was Chikondi.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure one of my close friends. You heard that. Yeah. So
what's up on that shit?
yeah. So having interest in music, so I decided to start doing it officially on a serious level, you know. Yeah. So this I'm about to release a second single. And the title is I Don't Wanna Play.
You don't wanna play.
Hopefully, I haven't set the actual date, but hopefully end of September.
Okay.
So,
early next month.
And by the way, if you don't know, the song that played when the episode was big, the episode that to play,
Yeah.
the song that to play towards the end of the episode is by Eric.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah. So the title of the song I'm about to release, I Don't Wanna Play. It's a love song, and it's a dance song. Yeah,
Oh, for real?
like that. Yeah.
Yo, chill, what?
So yeah, featuring Keegan. yeah, Keegan. Yeah. So this is the beginning of my career, and I'm trying to try all kinds of genres and see what suits me best.
Yeah,
So I'm
that's dope.
hoping everyone out there is going to like what I'm going to put out.
And I feel
Yeah, so for
Give it a listen.
yeah.
what blessing.
Yeah, so the name is Eric Hodge on all social media platforms. You can follow me there.
Nice.
Follow, we search.
Yeah.
Do the right thing.
Yeah,
Hey,
bro.
shout out to the whole billionaire, bro.
Yeah.
As we round this up, any shout outs? Do you want to shout out to anyone? Miss Florence Lupenga?
Shout out to myself because I'm awesome.
That was a narcissistic.
Self-love. Eric, anyone you want to shout out to?
There are a lot of people, no?
No, it's okay,
But let me not even go far. I'd like to thank Mambola. Mambola really helped me out on my first single. You know, it was my first time releasing that song, and I had no idea on how to do certain stuff, but he could advise, you know. Yeah, he made some cover art for the song. Yeah, it was done by Nomad Studio.
Shout out Nomad Studio.
Yeah. I deserve the credit for that. Yeah. I really thank him for the service provided.
Bless you, bro.
Yeah.
No, for me now, shout out to you guys for having me. I really appreciate it.
Love, bro. Love.
XOXO Wakamba. Really appreciate it.
Senga.
Senga, you don't love everyone. You don't love anyone new.
Yes,
I don't say anything, but I love everyone, bro.
Yeah.
Normal Studios, made Child Sungo. And my pretty princess who I gave a flower.
Whoa.
That's me.
For being the first female on the podcast, you deserve that.
Diversity. Equality. Hashtag feminism.
That's true
Hashtag
love.
equal rights.
Yeah.
It's all up to you to decide.
Yeah. And if you did notice in the background, hey, Mr. Hood Billy.
Hey, bro. Chill.
Come closer, bro. I don't think you can hear you.
Okay. Niranda ne fingi. Dale maishi because
Bro, would you say the reckless first, please?
Alright. That's what's going on here. Reckless.
Let's go.
It's awesome, man.
Yeah, so Mr. Meta,
Wagwan, bro.
anyone you want to? Yo, Mr. Moshi, you've been in the background. I feel this episode is just going to be for everyone. Mr. Moshi, any shout outs? You don't love anyone?
Shout out my mom, bro.
Hold on.
shout out my mom. She's been about. She's the reason I'm not depressed.
Let's go.
Yeah. I feel like that's all I have shout out to.
Yeah,
all the
bless.
Hey, shout out to all the queens worldwide.
Yeah. Queens ain't reckless, man.
Samantha, any shout outs? Who's going to?
Nothing specific.
So you don't shout out to your mom, you say?
No one in particular. My mom's. Yeah, shout out that woman, man. You know, somebody told me, you know, never mind.
Yeah, so
but, shout out my moms.
Yeah, shout out to, first of all, again, shout out to Nomad Studios. Thank you, Florence, for coming through. Thank you, Eric Hatch, for coming through. Thank you, Shisenga, for the surprise guest. Thank you to the hood, Billy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you to Mushi. Shout out to Nomad Studios again for producing us. So yeah, thank you for everyone who came here. And yeah, shout out to everyone who held it down. Everyone who's listening to this episode. If you've come this far, for real, shout out to you, bro.
Yeah, shout out.
I love you, bro. Yo, sis.
Can I see?
Yeah.
Hold up. You want to say what?
Still.
Come, just. Oh yeah, in shout out to Malambo as well. Shout out to Malambo. Shout out to SDP. Shout out to SDP Sugar Daddy Paul. Shout out to Mike. Shout out to Uncle Mwava Pasolwezi.
And shout out Jim Zimba.
Shout out Jim Zimba.
Shout out Jim.
Shout out to Jim's baby. Shout out to Jim's girl as well. Listens to our podcast. Yeah, shout out to everyone, honestly. Yeah, shout out to my dad. Shout out to everyone who was holding me down when I was going through that episode. So shout out to everyone, bro.
Yeah, and shout out to Musonda.
Shout out to Musonda as well.
My dad.
Shout out to Florence dad.
Yes.
Shout out to Mr. Lupenga.
My dad is the best.
Yeah. And most definitely, shout out.
Hey, shout out Dante still.
Chikondi chazo na chiliko. I found the love I was looking for. So amazing, so beautiful. I'm all for true love. It's me that needs you. For my love, you can no die. I'm all for true love. You and I gonna die in love. Chikondi chazo na chiliko. You and I gonna die in love. You're beautiful, so amazing. Chikondi chazo